Hello everyone, this is Asghar Nazir. In this video we will discuss about some of the conventions that we should follow when we write Java code. If we follow these conventions, these set of rules, our code will look more readable, it will be easier for others to understand, and it will be easier for making new changes. So these are called conventions. In Java, conventions are nothing but simple rules that we should be following. So for example, what are Java conventions? Java conventions are simple set of rules which are recommended by the developers of Java who developed the Java. What are they? They are very simple. Like for example, how to name a class, or how to name a package, or how to name a variable. So if we follow these conventions, our code will be easier for others to understand, and it will be easier for others to make modifications inside that code. Also, when we are working as a developer, as a Java developer or any other programming language developer, 70% of the times we are reading the code that is written by others. Only 30% of the time we write new code. So it's very important that the code that we write, it follows all the conventions so that it is easier for others to understand, and we also get less errors if we follow these conventions. Now, these are some basic conventions. As we move forward in this course, I will teach you more conventions. For now, the first convention that we need to follow is the naming convention for the packages. Whenever we have to give the name to a package, make sure that we are not using any reserved word from Java, and all the letters inside the words, they are all lowercase. Don't use uppercase letters inside the names of the packages. For example, I have created ArithmeticOperators. I have created this convention package, this main method package. All of the letters, they are in lowercase. The second convention is about the names of the classes. The names of the classes, if we are using multiple words in the names of the classes, the first letter of all the words should be in uppercase. For example, I have called arithmetic operator. You can see that the A of arithmetic and the O of the operator is in uppercase. Similarly, I have called this main method demo. The M of the main, the M of the method, and the D of the demo is in uppercase. So whenever we have to name the classes, the first letter of all the words in the name of a class, they should be in uppercase. Next, we create a lot of variables. So we have the convention for the names of the variables as well. For example, when we have to create the names of the variables, the first letter of all the words should be in uppercase except the first one. For example, here you can see I am giving a name firstName to a variable, and here the F is in lowercase while the N of the name is in uppercase. Let me create a class and let me show you a demo for this. So for example, if I have to create some variables like this, as you can see, the first letter of the first word is in lowercase, while the next, sorry, here is a mistake, the next word, it should start with the uppercase letter, and it should continue to be like this. If we are using 5 different words in a variable name, all the letters of all the words should be in uppercase except the first one. So these are some conventions, the naming conventions, specifically when we have to create packages, classes, and variables. Let's discuss about the comments. Comments are very helpful. Whenever we are working on a complex code, we should always write comments. Comments, they help us understand the code easily. So what are comments? Comments are simple, small notes written in plain English that are ignored by Java. They are not for Java, they are for humans, so that humans can understand your code easily. Two types of comments: single line comments and multi-line comments. Single line comments are used when we have to write only a single line, and multi-line comments are used when we have to write complete paragraphs. Single line comments are they start from 2 forward slashes, and the multi-line comments, they start with a forward slash and a star, and then they end with a star and then a forward slash. Let me show you demo, and it will get more clear why we should be using comments and how we can use single line comments and multi-line comments. So let me create a new class. Okay, now let me declare some variables and let me assign some values to those variables. Okay, so now if you look at these variables, some of these variables they might be confusing for you. For example, if this salary is annual or biannual or monthly or weekly or something like that. Although we can figure out these things from the values, but when we are writing code, we don't take assumptions. We need to 100% sure what we are dealing with. Then we have this bonus variable that contains 0.10. We don't maybe, let's say, understand what is going on. So what we can do, we can write comments with these variables, and those comments will make them clear that what are they and why we are creating these. So let me write down the comments now, and then let's see if it improves the readability of this code. So now I have written the comments with all of these variables, and now it's much more clear. Okay, this salary is the annual salary. This is the amount of tax on the gross salary. And let me also put annual tax in, let's say, 10%. So it is more readable. Annual tax, and it's 30%, so it's more readable. So that's why we use single line comments. Now when we have to use multi-line comments, we most probably we are writing big paragraphs. Now let's say, for example, I'm doing some kind of calculations, and those calculations are complex, so I can explain step by step how those calculations are done. So let me calculate the salary after the tax with the help of a formula, and then I will show you that calculation, and you will see that it is super complex, and then we will break it down in the form of comments so that everyone can understand what is going on. Okay, so here I have written a formula to calculate the salary after the tax, and as you can see, it's super complicated. I cannot understand easily what is going on here, how this salary after tax is calculating. So what I can do, I can again write comments explaining how everything is happening. So let me write down the comments, and then you will see how easy it will be to understand what is going on. So now I have written some comments to explain what is going on, and now it becomes easier to understand things for the others who will be reading this code. So that's the purpose. That's why we should be writing comments. We can write single line comments, we can write multi-line comments, but we should always write comments if we are dealing with complex code or if we are writing some complex code. That's it for this video. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye, take care, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.